In the recent One Piece chapters, Conquerors Haki has been something of very importance where we get new Conquerors Haki users. We learn that we can code attacks in Conquerors Haki, etc. where we know that this is important in the series, and I know a lot of people are going to be all like, oh, well, there's too many Conquerors Haki users. Well, when you look at it, there's like, I don't know, 4 of them are dead, and there's really only, I believe, 15 or 16 in the series. So if around 4 of them are dead, that means only 12 of them are actual Conquerors Haki users. And well, like I said, Don Chinjiao, he stated that when you go to the New World, everybody has Conquerors Haki, because everybody in the New World is destined or has the qualities of king, and they're the closest to become the pirate king or queen if you're a woman. But Kaido, he said it the best, I believe, in chapter 1010. He said only a select few, the best of the best, can code their attacks in Conquerors Haki, which has only been displayed by, I believe, Roger and Whitebeard, Luffy, Kaido, and Yamato, and Big Mom as well. I almost forgot her. So in this video, I decided I'd rank all the Conquerors Haki users, not based off of how well they can use Conquerors Haki, but how well their strength is overall, and how much Conquerors Haki, I guess I could say, how well they can use it, and it kind of would boost their strength a little bit. And as you guys can see, Yamato's not on here. This is a pre-made template, so in editing, I'll do her last and I'll put her up here. And I also have like the stuff S through C, because, well, all these people are strong. None of these people on the list are weak, and so I'd feel bad if like I had it like S through E or something like that, and then there's people like on E or D rank when they're never really that weak or anything. But to start it out, we have Ace. I think Ace is strong. I do think that we overrate his strength a little bit. I don't think he's as strong as we make him out to be. He was a prodigy though. Ace was, when he was really young, I believe, in his teens, he was offered the position of the Shichibukai, a warlord. He also, I believe it stated, in Drum Island, an island that never experiences heat and is always cold, that Ace ended up making Drum Island stop snowing for a day. He had the Marimara no Mi. He was a Conquerors Haki user. We saw him use it first when he was a little kid with the Blue Jam Pirates. Overall, I'm gonna put Ace at a B-. We have Big Mom, Yonko of the Sea. I don't think it's very hard to say she's S tier. She is going crazy, right? She's able to clash against Kaido, able to fight against Kaido for days. She was part of the Rocks Pirates. She also was able to knock Gear 4th Luffy out of Gear 4th in one shot on Whole Cake Island. In the manga, she's fighting Eustace Kid. She's also fighting Law. She went against the Supernovas. She was doing pretty good. I guess you could say she was more of the assistant role, backing up Kaido, where she was knocking out Supernovas left and right. And one thing that wasn't impressive to me, how she got a clean hit on Kid and he survived. But other than that, Big Mom, she's a Yonko. Has, I believe, the second highest bounties of the Yonko. So I have to give her, or at least put her in S tier. Boa Hancock is one of the 3 women who can also use Conquerors Haki: Big Mom, Boa Hancock, and Yamato. I think we do her a disservice, and I don't think that we rank her properly in terms of strength. It might be a little bit biased. Boa is my favorite woman in One Piece. We'll tie with Nico Robin, but she hasn't displayed much. But I think Boa Hancock deserves to be on the A- tier. They said that on her first expedition, she got an 80 million berry bounty. Her Devil Fruit is broken, and I just don't feel like we give her enough credit, or she doesn't get enough love. And I cannot wait till we see her introduced in the series again, maybe the Final War, or maybe even before that, where she can probably showcase her haki and her Conquerors Haki and her fighting ability a little bit better. And this is all these people I'm going to be doing in their prime. And I don't want to put Don Chinjiao on the same level of Ace, but he did have a 500 million bounty, and he was able to clash with Garp for a little bit. They said that Garp had to train by destroying around 8 mountains in order to defeat his drill or defeat his dome head or whatever you want to call it. but I really don't want to put him on the level of Ace. But I feel like I'd be doing him a disservice. So I put him here because, like I said, he did force Garp to train and force him to do what he did. So I'm gonna put him right here. Like I said, this is him in his prime. If we were talking about old Chinja, I would have put him in C tier. Don Quixote do Flamingo. Do Flamingo easily goes A- tier. He's the second commander level. I think it goes Mihawk. Then I think it goes Weevil because they said his strength is compared to a young Whitebeard. Then I think it goes Doflamingo and then Boa Hancock. We saw the trouble Doflamingo gave Law and Luffy on Dressrosa. His awakening, his Conquerors Haki. I think Doflamingo is one of the best. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. He's one of the best, not just user Conquerors Haki, but his qualities of being a king. I love it. I love how he awakened his Conquerors Haki. And I think that Doflamingo is one of the best antagonists in One Piece. Like I said, he's strong. Gear 4th Luffy struggled against him. It took everything he had, the King Kong gun, in order to defeat him. And I wish he was in the Wano War, but Doflamingo would be way too broken. But overall, Doflamingo goes on the A- tier in terms of strength. Goldie Roger, the Pirate King, no brainer. Able to clash against Whitebeard, one of the only few characters that can use advanced Conquerors Haki. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We don't have to stay on him way too long. Same with Kaido, confirmed to be the strongest creature in the recent Vivid card. We saw against Yamato, Conquerors Haki, coded clash. We saw against Luffy, he could do it. He probably used it against Big Mom when they fought. Strongest creature. I think he's the strongest in the series. Like I said, he's the strongest creature. So he has to go S tier, and I'm putting him behind Roger because, well, Roger I think was the second strongest pirate in his era. Okay, y'all can see I moved some people down. I made an error. I forgot I added the A- tier for a reason. This is where Katakuri comes, and I think I have probably gonna put like 2 more people here. But Katakuri can use Future Sight. His Devil Fruit is broken with, well, it's not really broken, but because he can use Future Sight, his Devil Fruit is broken. Katakuri, he can use Conquerors as well. And I'm starting to think that Conquerors Haki has to do with Bloodline. Big Mom can use it, Katakuri, maybe Dragon can use it. And so Luffy can use it, maybe Garp as well. Then we have Ace, Goji Roger can use it, Yamato can use it, and we have Kaido. And I think that's all the people when it comes to kids that can use it. But generally, if their parents can use it, kids can use it. And Katakuri, the reason why I don't have him on the A tier is because I think a few people on this list are stronger than him. And also Katakuri, he cannot code his attacks in Conquerors Haki. Eustace Kid goes right next to Katakuri. I think we underestimate Kid's strength. I think that we give him a lot of hate because he's not as cool as Law. I think Law has had more cool moments. However, we've seen Law a lot more throughout the entire series. But when, especially during the rooftop and during Wano, I've seen a lot of people saying they think Kid has been a little underwhelming, which I agreed at first. But then the more I reread the rooftop scene and what he's doing now against Big Mom, I disagree. I did know that they said in chapter 1024 that Big Mom, she is fighting on the live floor, or not the live floor, she's fighting on one of the floors, and she's using Conquerors Haki and is knocking a lot of fodder out. And so Kid, he has Conquerors Haki, maybe he'll clash against Big Mom, and maybe he'll awaken, being able to code his attacks in Conquerors Haki. Monkey D. Luffy. At this point, Luffy's low top tier. There's not many people beating him. The only people I see beating him are the Yonko, Luffy, Future Sight, Rio, Advanced Conquerors. He was clashing against Kaido in base. He was beating up Kaido in base. We were on that hype train, and then Kaido knocked him out like 2 chapters later. But Luffy, he's pretty darn strong. There's no first commander that I think can keep up with him at this point anymore. Especially, like I said, he has all 3 forms of Haki, advanced versions. He also has Gear 4th and Snake Man. He might even have a Gear 5. I don't know. Just wait till we see his awakening. I think Luffy is going to be even more busted than he already is. Odin's a character who I think is strong, But I feel like people be riding his meat a little bit, and I think that people overrate him a little bit. But I'm gonna put him on the A tier. He could use Rio. He could use Conquerors. Could not code his attacks in Conquerors, which is why he was never going to be, or never proved to be, on the level of Whitebeard and Roger. Odin, he was able to scar Kaido, one of the only two people in the series to do so. And I think if stuff wasn't interfered and things were more in Odin's favor, I think he would have defeated Kaido 20 years ago, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and Odin's dead. That's horrible the way I put it, but hey. We have Prime Rayleigh. I think he's stronger than Big Mom in his prime. The way that even old Rayleigh is a menace. I think they said that Rayleigh was 100 times stronger than all the Supernova, or 10 times stronger than all the Supernova pre-time skip. I'm pretty sure it was 100 though, but Rayleigh, even in the anime filler, like I said, this part wasn't in the manga, but the anime drew it out a little bit. He stopped Marco, a young Marco, with one finger with Rio. That's ridiculous. Rayleigh, I love him so much. I think he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. I think Prime Rayleigh probably was a top 10 strongest in the series at one point, but I do think that we overrate a young Rayleigh a little bit. Rayleigh, he can use Rio. I don't know if he can use Future Sight, and he can use Conquerors. More likely than not, Rayleigh can code his attacks in Advanced Conquerors as well. We have Sengoku. I think a Prime Sengoku, if I'm being honest, is either stronger than Rayleigh or below Rayleigh. I don't really have a problem which one you put, but I think a Prime Sengoku is one of the strongest in the series. He has Mythical Devil Fruit. I don't know what it's called, but he can turn into the Buddha. We haven't seen Sengoku at all. I'm surprised. He punched Luffy, didn't do anything. He also went against Blackbeard for a little bit, but it is stated that he has Conquerors, and he did fight with Roger. I mean, not with Roger, with Garp to stop Shiki, who was destroying Marine for it. Other than that, we haven't really proven much or seen much in the series, but Shiki is relative to Roger in terms of strength. I think Sengoku doesn't get a lot of love, but maybe that's because we just haven't seen him enough in the series. Shanks is really hard. I think Shanks is either stronger or slightly weaker than a young Rayleigh. I think Shanks is the second strongest Yonko. My order goes Kaido, Shanks, Big Mom, and then Blackbeard. Blackbeard with an asterisk. I just gotta see more of him. He could easily be either the second or the third strongest. But Shanks, we speculate he is the best Haki user. In the first time he was introduced, he scared off a Sea King. Shanks more likely to not clash with Mihawk, and he probably has Conquerors Haki. So if Shanks, who we speculate to be the best Conquerors or the best Haki user, he probably has Rio. Maybe he has Future Sight, but more likely than not, he does have advanced application of Conquerors Haki. And when we went to Marine for it, Shanks pulled up and he stopped the whole war by himself. So, well, him and his crew. But so I don't think Shanks is the strongest. I think some people do overrate Shanks, the fanboys, but I do think that Shanks is probably the top 7 strongest in the series. Prime Whitebeard, I think he was the strongest pirate. They say he was the strongest man. He clashed with Roger on several occasions, and if I put Roger up there easily, best believe I'm putting Whitebeard up there as well. Roronoa Zoro, I have him over Odin. Zoro has done everything that Odin did, and I guess you could say a little bit more. He blocked Ocean Sovereignty, the biggest attack in the series. He also scarred Kaido. Odin scarred Kaido, but Zoro is still fighting afterwards. I just think that if Zoro Odin were to have a fight, just because Zoro can manifest Ashura with Conquerors Haki, is a Conquerors Haki coded attack? I don't know, but I have to put him over Odin just for that. Like I said, they've done equally the same thing. I just think Zoro, because of his, I guess, willpower and his strength, tenacity, and his endurance, I have it slightly over Odin. I think Zoro wins an extreme death fight. And like I said, I'm going to do it in editing, but we have Yamato. I'm going to have Yamato over Odin or behind Odin. It really doesn't matter to me. I think it's extreme in either way, but I would personally put her above Odin. She has the mythical dog fruit. She also can code her attacks in Conquerors Haki. She is holding her own against Kaido. She hasn't gotten a decisive blow in on him, but he's been canceling in her attacks, or out her attacks, but she isn't dead yet, so and Kaido's probably fighting her with the intent to kill her. But Yamato, I think in recency bias, I think people are hyping up a little bit too much, but I think she's strong. I don't think she's on the level of Kid or Katakuri. I think she beats them, probably with high difficulty, but I don't think she beats Luffy, Zoro, and she has a hard time against Oden. And I kind of lied. I did a video where I compared Zoro and Yamato. I do think that in an extreme diff fight, she has the potential to beat Zoro. I think it's a coin toss. But overall, here's my list. I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video from it. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. It's on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.